What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Zephyrwargames and I'm bringing to you guys my long-awaited Gammamon profile post bt21. So this is the list that I'm looking to take to any upcoming regionals, as I really want to try and focus on Gammamon in this format as my main deck of choice. Obviously I will be dabbling into other decks like Digimon, and the things of that, Shine Greymon, Omnimon, that kind of stuff. But as my and Galacticmon, like lots of different decks. There's lots of different decks. But as in terms of like my full-on competitive deck, this is going to be my full-on competitive deck, which is my boy Gammamon. So this is the list that I've been cooking up with currently. There's text to dedicate themselves to the current format or the format I'm expecting to be in terms of top decks, etc. And you'll be seeing it as we go through the profile. So, before I get into the profile, if you enjoy, give us a like and subscribe down below. Ding that notification box. Obviously, if you enjoy personal content here on YouTube, you don't want to miss out on that content, and that notification bell helps prevent that. All of that is greatly appreciated, and we thank you guys so much for doing so and the support that you give. So, let's get into Gammamon. So, to start off with my egg of choice, I go for the RB1 Gammamon, where you gain an evolution source, you gain draw 1. Both there's no wrong answer, I think, with Gammamon in terms of like the three most popular choices, being this one, BT8, and the new BT21. All of them are very good, and they all depend on the kind of playstyles and the text that you use within your deck. I'm more focused on trying to gain as much evolution source as possible, abusing the tucking mechanic that Gammamon has built into itself, and so I think the RB1 Gammamon supports that kind of like aspect of the deck, letting you draw before you start attacking, and so on and so forth. I will probably maybe look into the BT21 one in terms of a more Guru Gammamon support deck, a focused deck, where it's more of aggressive draws and aggressive progression in board state, but right now this is what I got. Next, for the main searcher is RB1 Gammamon. Obviously, look at top 3, add a Gamma text card and a hero to your hand, plus 2k inherent. There are 3 copies of the BT21 Gammamon. As you can see, I tried to bling this deck, and I think it's all fully blinged. It's great in terms of all my Gammamon cards. So, main, if you have 2 or less security cards, you may digivolve this into a serious one in the hand for 4 memory, ignoring its digivolution requirements. And then inheritable is plus 2000 DP. You like to abuse this later in the game with this ability, and you can even do things where if you take in a certain serious mon, you may be able to also get an unsuspend on your aggressive checks, but it does take obviously more memory to pull that off. We mostly use this as a DP buff replacement for the promo. So it really does help in terms of like you don't actually need that many promos now for the deck, which is great. But yeah, 3 copies of BT21 Gammamon. Then we have 2 copies of LM Gammamon. This is the one where main all turns once per turn, if one of your other Digimon is deleted via an effect, you may digivolve this card into a Gamma text card from your trash without paying cost. Inherent on delete, play a hero amount of card from your hand. I'm playing 2 copies of this along with 2 copies of BT8 Gammamon, where main, if you your turn, if you play once per turn a Tamer, red Tamer, you get to draw 1, and inherent is if you're 6k or more DP, when attacking you get to delete a 3k or less body. I'm actually thinking of taking this out for a Gammamon that lets you attack unsuspended Digimon if you have a red Tamer in play, or you just have a Tamer in play. But right now, I like to have the removal and the potential for an extra draw when I play my Tamers. For the last of the Gammamon quote-unquote rookies is just 1 copy of Pokemon. A lot of people are taking this card out. I really like having this card in the deck, at least as a one-of. As having this, being able to pass turn with this when you establish your board, to give yourself protection, and it means you can be more flexible with your evolution sources and your attacking abilities. I just really like that for the deck, and I think it suits it really well. It's another searcher, so we now have 5 searches in terms of a rookie, and it is a Gamma text card, which is also a Digimon, which is also very important for some of your abilities, because sometimes you just do need to have a Gamma text card. So having the Pokemon to also establish that is very, very powerful. I like also playing this off the Ace, which we'll see later on. as I am using the aces, as they do combo very well with the new support that we've gotten. For the last of the rookies, as it is format dependent, is just 2 copies of Solomon, where you can't reduce all turns, players can't reduce play costs. We are still, in my opinion, a Royal Knight format, so having Solomon for those times where you are up against those Royal Knight decks, just being able to hard slam this so that it can't utilize the Yggdrasil to their full extent is very, very powerful. Yes, they can remove it, but the majority of ways that they're going to be removing the Solomon is through their option cards, Purge. So if you're forcing them to use a Purge preemptively early, when they don't necessarily want to, is a win as well in your books, in my personal opinion. So 2 copies of Solomon for that. If you're in a non-Royal Knight format in your locals, you can just take this out, put in some more Gammamons, put in some more Pokemons, or just bump up the other ratios of cards in the deck. Moving to level 4s, we're playing 2 copies of the bt10 Gulus Gammamon. A lot of players are playing the RB1 Gulus Gammamon, and that's also a correct option. Either one's perfectly fine. I'm taking 2 copies of the bt10 one, as I like that it can also gain retaliation himself. So within your combos, you can actually give this guy double retail via your hero, which is very funny. But it's also very strong. However, having 2 instances of retaliation means that if you're up against a stat that can save itself at a certain point, you can just swing this into it with the retail inherent, kill it with this retail, and then when they save themselves, kill it with your inheritable retail, and you're actually just getting rid of it, and then you get a good Gammamon back. So I'm playing 2 copies of this for those instances. Both the Gulus Gammamons are essentially your text for removal. The RB11 is a more aggressive, and in terms of you get to delete itself to delete something with equal DP, whereas this is just retaliation. And they both spawn back a Gammamon, so they're both fulfilling their instances as well. 1 copy of Wesleyan Gammamon, I do really like to have the blocker. I've been taking this in and out, and whenever I took it out, I was just like, I need the blocker. Like, I just need some form of defense. I can just recur back multiple times, or just as Digimon by himself. So I got this card back in the deck as just a nice one-off. If I see it, great. If I don't need it, then I just don't need it. And if you don't see it, then well, that's just it. 3 copies of the bt21 Battle Gammamon, 1 or less Tamers in play. When digivolving, you may play a hero and inheritable plus 2k DP. Really strong card, just great card, just a great DP buff for the deck, and just a great way to just keep flooding your Tamers that you need on the field. What's also great is that this card also evolves to just red naturally on a Digimon, so you can just evolve on a Solomon in worst case scenario. And probably the best Digimon in the deck in terms of the level 4s is Gulus Gammamon from bt21. It is a security Digimon, so it does play itself without paying the cost after battle. And on play, when digivolving, you get to place a Digimon card Gammamon in its name from your hand or trash as a spawn evolution card to delete one of the level 4 low Digimon. In hand is just retaliation. This card's fantastic. When I first got revealed, I was like slept on this card, and then as I've been playing the deck more and more, it's just literally the best champion in your deck. Like, the amount of plays that you get from this, the amount of saves that I've gotten from this, from it just coming up my security and just deleting small bodies on the floor so I don't get finished off, is absolutely fantastic. The retaliation inherent is great for those times where you just get to attack your opponent's Digimon. It's just absolutely fantastic card. I really enjoy playing it in the deck, and I think, in my opinion, it is just a mandatory for moving forward. Moving to level 5s, we're playing 2 copies of the brand new bt21 Kind of Ice one. My level 5 ratios is a bit odd, probably to some players out there, but for me currently it's working nicely. So this is the brand new level 5, or one of the brand new level 5s. It has on play when digivolving by placing 1 digital card with Gammamon in its text from your hand as from the evolution cards. You do get to delete a Digimon with 7000 DP or less. The inherent is that if you would all turns leave the battle area by your opponent's effect, you get to just trash 3 evolution cards to prevent it from leaving play. It is a form of protection within your deck, as opposed alongside Pokemon. It gains evolution sources, which combos with your option card later, and it does just remove small bodies. Overall, very, very strong card. A lot of people play this as a 3-off. I was playing as a 3-off. I needed to cut it to 2 to make space for a card, which we'll see later. I'm playing 2 copies of the brand new regular summon from bt21 on play with Digimon by trashing a card with Gammamon in its text from your hand. Give one of your opponent's Digimon collision and start a main it has to attack. On delete, you may play 1 kind of Icemon or level 4 Digimon card Gammamon its text from your trash without paying the cost. The inherent is just on delete. Play level 4 Digimon card Gammamon its text from your trash without paying the cost. This card it's just fantastic. I really want to play it as a free of in the deck, but I need space for other level 5s. But it's such a strong card. Forcing your opponents to attack and giving them collision means you can be very defensive and offensive both simultaneously, which is absolutely great for this deck. I really enjoy it in the deck. Just moving these cards up a bit. I always do this. So I just never give myself enough space. But yeah, it's a great, strong level 5 for the deck. Again, I really want to play it as free of. But again, there's just so much space you need within the level 5s that it's just hard to get it in. But yeah, so 2 copies of the new regular summon. We are playing 2 copies of the RB1 kind of Icemon. I still like having the warp potential in the deck. In terms of the level 5 that gives evolution, gives main effects as evolution, as inherent effects, I still think this is the best one. If you are a more aggressive player though, the bt21 is probably your next best bet. And if you are in Imperial format, a tech that my friend Bushi recommended to me is playing the level 5 Fumamon, as it does strip evolution sources. So you can just strip their partitions if you're in a partition heavy format, your locals. And I needed to have space for an extra copy of Regulus Ace. There was just games where I was just losing. I lost just because I didn't have another Ace target. And having the Regulus Ace in those instances would have actually saved me in those moments from game. So we're playing 2 copies of the Regulus Ace. Combos extremely well Pokemon. And being an Ace that lets you tuck as an effect means that you can actually proc your option on your opponent's turn, which a lot of players don't see coming yet, and it really does get you back into the game in those instances. So 2 copies of Regulus Ace. Moving to the 6s, 3 copies of the brand new boss monster Seriousmon from bt21. He has Security Attack +1, which is again absolutely fantastic. Love that effect. And Raid. When digivolving and when attacking not once per turn by placing Digimon card with Gammamon in its text or the hero trait from your hand as a bottom evolution cards, delete your opponent's lowest DP Digimon. Absolutely strong card, absolutely fantastic boss monster. Evolves for free memory as well, just so you know, on a Gamma Text card. It's the boss mon, it's the Seriousmon that we needed. The RB1 Seriousmon is still really good, and you can take it as the one-of in the deck. As it can combo with this to allow this to evolve into that. Delete something, then you get to unsuspend, do another check, giving you the first check. It's a niche combo that you can do, and it is extra removal. It is also enough Seriousmon that evolves for free memory, but in my opinion, this just is all you need, except for 1 card, which you'll see in a bit. Great card. You can play it as a 4 if you really wanted to, if you're focusing more on a hyper aggressive form of the deck. But 3 copies is great. I'm taking the 1 copy of the Serious Ace. Again, I like having defensive aces, and Gammamon has some of the best defensive aces in its arsenal. So I'm taking 1 copy of this. You can proc the option to go into level 7 on your opponent's turn if you get Ace into this. But overall, I just really like this card. I took it out at one point to try the RB1 Seriousmon again, but I just really missed having it. I also just really like that it's just a very strong hard play if you really need it going second. Pay 7, drop this, tuck 1 of your copies of Regulusmon underneath, Arcturusmon underneath, delete a Digimon, trash your opponent's security, and then use your option to go into Proximon 1, all for just 7 memory. It does come up. I've done it a few times. It does really get you headstrong into the game very early, and just puts so much offensive pressure on your opponent. Proximon then also just gets to delete something, and you get to spawn another body. Like, you just get to do so many things with that combo, and having the Ace to do that is just great. Quickly going over 2 copies of Arcturusmon. You can play more copies. I do see people playing 3 or 4 copies of this card. I'm more of a Seriousmon player than an Arcturus player, but you do still need to have copies of Ultra's Mono deck, even if it's a one-off copy in your deck. I wouldn't advise playing one copy, but as I think 2 is a great number, as you do get to put this card underneath your sources quite frequently now. So you can just get multiple trashes. I've done 4 checks at one point, which is against someone at locals, which is great. It's just so funny. Like, the guy next to him was just like, did I just hear 4 checks? What the hell? I'm like, yeah. It's great. It's so good. And one copy of Proxy. I was also playing a copy of Omnimon X, and I'm thinking of putting it back in. I'm thinking of taking in something for that kind of build and that kind of style, which I'll be trying out, and if it does well, you'll probably see that on the channel. Yeah, one copy of Proxy, you can get into it for free now, thanks to the option card, which is absolutely fantastic. It helps you flood your board, makes you go wide, and just controls your opponent's board if it stays longer on the field. Moving into Tamers, 3 copies of RB1 Hero, best hero in the deck still. Lets you tuck at start main, gives you draws, gives you memory, just procs all of your effects and gives you all the evolution sources. 3 copies of bt21 Hero. I'm still waiting for my 3rd old art to come in the post. Yeah, great card. There was a viewer who made a comment on why I wasn't playing it within my review of the new support. I said I'd give it a go, and you know, big shout outs to you. This card's great. Absolutely love it. Generates you additional draws, generates you additional memory just by your deck playing the deck, playing as it does. Whenever you gain evolution sources, gives you free memory from your opponent having a Digimon, which is not hard to happen. Overall, just a great card. I really underestimated that, so you know, I'm stupid for doing that. But yeah, great card. Play as at least as a 2 of. I bumped it up to 3. A lot of people are playing the mem setter. Mem setter's good. I've never needed a mem setter, so I'm still not playing one. At the moment, if I get into formats and matches where I'm just constantly being choked and I just don't have enough memory to play, I'll probably take one of these out and put the mem setter in. But right now, I think this is all I've been needing, and this has just been working well for me. 4 copy of the best cards in the deck, which is the strongest of others. Absolutely phenomenal card. This card's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, it does so much for you. It just lets you progress so far into your deck, and for just no memory. You just gain a source. You get to just digivolve for nothing. There's just so many funny things you can do with this card. And so many texts that lets you open up for a card to like this. There's moments I've been thinking of playing 1 copy of the Legend Arms level 5, the black one, for just extra forms of protection, for your stacks. You can do just so many things. So many things. Absolutely fantastic card. You need to play it at 4. Worst case, you can just play it at 3 if you really need to bump it down. But I wouldn't go below 3. It's just too strong. And one last card in the deck is just 1 copy of Red Scramble. You're primarily a red deck now, which is absolutely great. I do love how Bandai has just focused more on being a red deck as opposed to a multicolored deck. And with the LM coming out later in the year, we are getting the red purple mem boost, so you can actually also play the memory boost as well if you need to have that. But I do like to have 1 copy of the Red Scramble. It lets you evolve into level 5, which is only 2 memory, and your 6s as well. Just a great card, and can recur you a card if you're losing your deck. But that, guys, is Gammamon for post BT21, my first draft once all the new supports come out and after I've been playtesting it. I'm really enjoying the deck. I think the new support is great. It's really improved the deck's consistency and power potential. It's just now figuring out what do I really want to focus on, what's really actually good in the meta right now, and can I tech the cards for those matchups. There's options in my head that I'm thinking of trying out, which you'll see later on if it does perform well. But yeah, this is my first draft. I hope you all enjoy it. I hope it helps you guys with your Gammamon decks. I know it's been quite popular at the moment. People are looking into it, so I do hope this helps you with a good starting draft, and then you can change it to your personal playstyles and techs. Yep, hope you enjoy it. Leave a comment down below what you think and what you're doing with your Gammamon deck. What decks are you playing? What ratios are you playing? Put them all down below. It helps everyone out, including myself. So always like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, as always, stay safe and, of course, happy dueling.